Hey everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records. It's time for our weekly check into some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. As always, just the highlights of this upcoming week's releases. Way too much to get into, but if you'd like to see that full list, all you have to do is head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. From there, just look for the upcoming releases link. Click on that. You'll see a PDF that has everything listed for this upcoming week's stuff. Should also mention, too, that if you just type in radiowasteland.com, it'll work the same. But either way, you can get to our website and check out everything that there is that we have got coming up. Right now, though, let's dive into the new releases scheduled for Friday, the 21st of February, 2025. Michigan's own with a brand new one. Here is something called With Love from Mitch Ryder. Our description says that he has got an impressive discography comprising of more than 30 albums and a balance of a more than 50-year musical career. Now rock musician and singer Mitch Ryder is back with a brand new one called With Love. This was recorded in Detroit in August of 2024 and produced by none other than the legendary producer Don Was, also of Michigan. Coming on Rough Records, this is a single LP on black vinyl, 180 gram, and this brand new Mitch Ryder is got a suggested list price of $30. On the blues-ish side of things, here's something brand new from the Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band, and it's called Honeysuckle. This is the brand new album from the three-time Blues Music Award nominees, Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. That's a mouthful to say. And according to our description, the Reverend himself says this record is a bit of a return to his roots, a very personal mix of old and new songs that shaped who he is currently or he is currently shaping. Peyton also goes on to say that this is the most acoustic record that they've made in years. Vintage microphones, vintage guitars, and vintage recording gear. And even with that, though, there is a smattering of the Big Damn Band thrown into the mix to spice things up as well. The Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band, and the album is called Honeysuckle. This one coming in at a suggested list price of $19. Also something new from Silverstein. This is called Anti-Bloom, and it's coming on opaque magenta vinyl. Our description says that 2025 is a milestone year for Silverstein. This post-hardcore band will not only be celebrating 25 years as a band, but also the release of their ambitious two-part 11th studio album project. This first part, again titled Anti-Bloom, released on the 21st, and there's no date to release the second part of this, so we'll just have to kind of stay tuned for that. But opaque magenta vinyl, Anti-Bloom, the brand new one from Silverstein, this one coming in at a suggested list price of $26. And then finally on the new release front, we've got a live one coming from Dirty Honey. This is called Mayhem and Revelry Live. Suggested list price on this coming in at $20. Kicking off our reissues for the 21st of February, we've got a Record Store Day first reissue from Herbie Hancock. This one came out as a release back on Black Friday, and now we're seeing the regular commercial release. This is Possibilities, the Expanded Edition. And Herbie Hancock on this album joins forces with musical icons like Annie Lennox, Christina Aguilera, John Mayer, Santana, Sting, and many more as his early aughts debut album made its vinyl debut. So that was last November, but now we're getting a reissue of that first vinyl version. This is newly remastered and has 4 bonus tracks on there as well. Herbie Hancock's Possibilities, I do believe this is a 3-record set, coming in at a suggested list price of $60. A pair from A Tribe Called Quest up next. We've got Beats, Rhymes, and Life, a double LP on black vinyl. Originally released in 1996, this marked a bold new chapter for the Tribe Called Quest's legendary career. Produced by Q-Tip and Jay Dilla, this album blends jazzy, soulful beats with introspective lyrics and some sharp social commentary. Double LP is mentioned on black vinyl. Beats, Rhymes, and Life. $38 is the suggested list price there. Then we've got a compilation album called Hits, Rarities, and Remixes from A Tribe Called Quest. This one was originally released in 2003, and it's a compilation bringing together the group's most iconic tracks, rare B-sides, and exclusive remixes. Also a double LP on black vinyl. This is coming to us from Sony UK, so it counts as an import. $38 is the suggested list price on that Tribe Called Quest compilation. Here's a reissue from MF Doom, and it's called Nostradamus Volume 2. This one coming on white-colored vinyl. The description is rather sparse. It simply says, white-colored vinyl reissue of the classic mashup album that combines the beat of MF Doom and the vocals of Nas Jones. Nostradamus Volume 2 on white vinyl coming in at a suggested list price of $31. Onward to the rock side of things, we're getting a reissue of 10 Cent Billionaire coming from Bullet Boys. This one coming on silver vinyl. 10 Cent Billionaire was the 6th album released by the American rock band Bullet Boys in the summer of 2009. Suggested list price for this silver vinyl reissue is $28. Moving on now to a quartet of reissues coming from Music on Vinyl, really cool audiophile stuff. First up is Metal Church and Human Factor, this coming on 180-gram flame-colored vinyl. The description says that Metal Church's 4th album is often cited as their best. Breaking through in the mid-'80s with a blossoming thrash metal scene, these guys from Seattle stuck to their guns while other bands were polishing their sound to meet popular demand. So the Human Factor from 1991 excels in chugging riffs and melodic breaks, pulsing beats, and furious vocals, a true thrash classic. Say that 5 times fast. Human Factor from Metal Church from Music on Vinyl on that 180-gram flame-colored vinyl, $39 is the suggested list price there. Then we have a reissue from Stabbing Westward and their Ungod album. This was the debut album by the industrial rock band Stabbing Westward, originally released in 1994. Black vinyl, as mentioned, $38, the suggested list price there. Back to the colored vinyl, we've got a reissue of the Modern Lovers self-titled. This coming on 180-gram cool blue colored vinyl. And MOV has limited this edition to 4,000 numbered copies on that 180-gram audiophile vinyl. This, by the way, is the eponymous debut album by the American rock band Modern Lovers, originally released in 1976. $39 is the suggested list price there. And then finally, a double LP black vinyl reissue of Gentleman's Blues coming from Cracker. This, of course, from lead singer David Lowery and guitarist Johnny Hickman. Both came from the band Camper Van Beethoven. And for their 4th album under the Cracker moniker, Gentleman's Blues, this one was originally released in 1998. And tracks from the album include The World Is Mine, The Good Life, Star, and Hallelujah. Double LP black vinyl, Gentleman's Blues from Cracker. This one coming in a bit heavier, $48 is the suggested list price there. Should also mention that, as always, the Music on Vinyl stuff, at least to a little store like ours, tends to run a little late. So these may not all make it in for that 21st release date, but keep our fingers crossed and hopefully we can get them in. Next up is a release that had been scheduled for, I think a couple of months back, it feels like. Here is Live on Air 1990, Aerosmith and Jimmy Page. Kind of a rare live recording by Aerosmith featuring a guest appearance from Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page. As mentioned, this was scheduled for a while back. I believe it's been booted forward to the 21st. Let's hope it makes it in time for that release. $27, the suggested list price there. And now, just because, how about a 7-inch Kiss picture disc? This is called Rock Nights. And the description, very sparse. It just says limited edition 7-inch picture disc vinyl single pressing. So one 7-inch single from Kiss. You get that great picture of the boys there. And you're paying $16, suggested list price for that one. If you're a Kiss fan, that may be a good one to get a hold of. And then finally, we have just barely kicked St. Valentine's Day to the curb, and we're already looking forward to St. Patrick's Day. Here we have a compilation coming from Celtic Thunder, and it's their greatest hits. The description says that this showcases decades of wonderful Irish music favorites, including Heartland, Galloway Girl, Whiskey in the Jar, and on the spiritual side, the global touring group also sings Hallelujah and Amazing Grace on here as well. Garnering hundreds of millions of streams and tickets sold, Celtic Thunder has been hailed before as Billboard's top world music artist. Not to be confused, of course, with Celtic Woman. Celtic Thunder is a lot more thunderous. So greatest hits, single LP from Celtic Thunder coming in at a suggested list price of $26. And that will do it for a quick check of some of the new releases headed our way for Friday, the 21st of February, 2025. If you're local and you see something you'd like us to get a hold of, just contact us here at the store. Otherwise, you can head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. From there, look for the upcoming releases link. Click on that. You'll see the full list of everything. And there is a lot more cool stuff coming out on the 21st as well. If you see something from that larger list that you'd like us to get a hold of, contact us all the same, and we will put in a pre-order for you there. So until next time, this is Jim from Radio Wasteland. You guys have a great week. We'll talk to you next time.